Welcome to Quick Bite, your fast and friendly Florida
Hello,
insurance update.
hello, hello. My name is Roshonda, agency owner of the Isom Insurance Group right here in the Sunshine State of Florida. And welcome to Free Friday Quick Bite episode, your fast and friendly insurance update. Again, it's Friday, September the 26th, 2025. And today I'm answering a question that I've heard this week from customers or prospects. That's the point of Free Friday. And that question is, what's the difference between short-term and long-term rental home coverage? And what type of policy do I need? And why are the rates so different? If you've ever thought about renting your property, whether through Airbnb or to a long-term tenant, stick around. This one's for you. Short-term rentals usually means renting your place for less than 30 days at a time, like Airbnb or Vrbo. Think vacationers rolling luggage in and out every weekend. Long-term rental is a tenant signing at least a 9 to 12-month lease. They're moving furniture in, getting the mail delivered, and treating it like their home. The difference is big. Short-term rentals have more turnover, more wear and tear, and more chances for liability. Long-term rentals tend to be more stable. AirDNA reports that short-term rental demand in Florida grew 14% last year, but insurers says claims for short-term rentals are nearly double compared to long-term leases. For long-term rentals, most carriers want you to have a DP3 policy. That's a dwelling fire policy designed for tenant-occupied homes. For short-term rentals, you need a vacation rental policy or a short-term rental endorsement. Why? Because your regular homeowner's policy, the HO3, doesn't cover rentals. Renting your property is considered a business exposure. So if a guest throws a pool party in your Tampa home and someone slips and sues you, an HO3 could deny the claim. But the right short-term rental policy, you'll likely be covered. Now, why are rates so different? Short-term rentals have more risks, more guests, more turnover, more chances for accidents. Long-term rentals have fewer changes, which means less exposure for the insurance company. The Insurance Information Institute says short-term rental property premiums in Florida can be 20 to 40% higher than long-term rentals. If your Lakeland rental costs $2,000 a year with a long-term tenant, the same home as an Airbnb might cost $2,600. Insurers basically see a calm tenant watching Netflix versus 12 bachelorette parties in 1 year. You can guess which one costs more. One of my clients had a condo in Clearwater. When it was leased to one tenant, the premium was just under $1,800 for the year. They switched to a short-term Airbnb rental, and the premium shot up to almost $2,900 for the year. And the first year, they had more than 40 different guest stays. That's 40 opportunities for things to go wrong. Clogged toilets, broken doors, pool accidents. That's why the coverage costs more. So here's what you should do if you're renting out property in Florida, whether it's long term or just the occasional Airbnb weekend. First, be upfront with your agent. Don't try to hide the fact that you're using the property for Airbnb or Vrbo. Carriers will find out through inspections, online listings, and even a claim investigation. If they discover you weren't honest, they can deny your claim or even cancel your policy altogether. Trust me, that's not a surprise you want when you're already dealing with a loss. So just be honest, and that's the biggest thing. When you come in to talk to your agent, it has to be a trust relationship. Remember, your agent, we are always here to advocate for you. I can't advocate for you if you don't tell me all of the information. It's better to be upfront. That way I know what policy you may need, what endorsements, what optional coverages maybe to add to the policy. Because the biggest thing that me as an agent, and I'm quite sure a lot of agents want to make sure that happens, is if there is a claim, it's paid out. We don't want you to have a bad claim experience. We don't want your claim to get denied. We want your claim to go smoothly. We want you to get paid out quickly so that you get back to pre-loss condition. Second, get the right policy form. If it's a traditional year-long tenant, you usually want a DP3 policy. If you're doing short-term or vacation rentals, you'll either need a specific short-term rental endorsement or a policy designed for that purpose. A standard homeowner's policy, which is a HO3, often excludes short-term rental. So relying on its risky. The form has to match the way you're actually using the property. Third, shop around. Not every insurer writes short-term rental coverage. Some carriers are completely fine with Airbnb rentals. Others will allow them with strict conditions, and some won't touch them at all. The key is to work with an agent who knows which markets accept what, so you don't waste time applying with the wrong company. And that's a big one as well, because some companies will take short-term rentals, but they have a certain rental term, minimum rental term, like they want it to be at least 3 nights per rental. So they won't let you do just 1 night or 2 nights. It has to be 3-night rentals as a minimum for them to cover it. Fourth, consider an umbrella policy for extra liability protection. Remember, when you rent out your home, you're essentially running a small business. Guests bring added exposure, slip and fall accidents, pool injuries, property damage, you name it. An umbrella policy can give you an extra $1 million or more and liability protection for a relatively low cost. And it extends across both your auto and your property coverages. And here's the kicker. More than 60% of denied rental claims happen because the wrong type of policy was in place. In other words, the loss itself would have been covered if the owner had the correct policy. But because they didn't ensure or have a clear path, because they didn't, the insurer had a clear path to deny. Don't let that be you. The bottom line, renting out your property can be a great source of income, but it also changes your risk. Make sure your insurance keeps up with how you're using the home. The right coverage plus a little honesty up front can save you from losing thousands later. And that's it for this Free Friday Quick Bite episode. If you found this helpful, hit the like, share, and subscribe. And drop your own questions in the comments so we can feature them on the next Free Friday. Quick Bites drop every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. So I'll see you next time. And remember, this video is for informational purposes only and not legal, financial, or coverage advice. Underwriting, eligibility, and pricing vary by carrier and risk. Always review your individual policy with a licensed insurance professional. Thanks for watching and stay covered, Florida. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Visit us at IsomInsuranceGroup.com.